Hi everyone, welcome to Fin Cocktail. So today we're going to talk about something that is widely spoken about but also has a lot of misconceptions around it.
First-time investors should definitely look at this. It's mutual funds.
Absolutely, it's a huge subject and there's so much to talk about, but we're going to start by giving you a gist around it.
So, क्या mutual funds आपके लिए सही है? और ये SIPs क्या होते हैं? Let's dig in and find out.
Since this is my most absolute favorite thing to talk about, we're going to get into details of what mutual funds really are. So we briefly touched upon what mutual funds are in our previous video on financial instruments. So I'm just going to take you through the basics. A mutual fund is basically a pool of money that is gathered from investors like you and me and that is professionally managed. This pool of money is then deployed across various asset classes and securities like stocks or bonds. So today we'll try to explain a few primary categories of mutual funds. But before we get into the details, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our videos.
So there are two main categories to begin with in mutual funds. Number one, the equity mutual funds, and number two, the debt mutual funds. And the main difference? Well, naam mein hi likha hai. Equity mutual funds invest obviously in equities like stocks or shares of different companies. The debt mutual funds invest in debt products like government bonds or corporate bonds.
Within equity funds, there are two primary categories to consider: active mutual funds and passive mutual funds. Active funds generally require a higher intervention from the fund manager in terms of security selection in order to generate better returns as compared to the benchmark. Passive funds, on the other hand, don't require too much intervention from the fund manager as it's basically replicating an index.
So the main difference between an active and a passive fund for you as an investor is that active funds tend to be more expensive. Now, why is that? In an active fund, the fund manager uses his expertise to actually pick the different stocks that the fund eventually invests in. There's a lot of research and analysis that goes behind this stock picking that the fund manager does. On the other hand, in case of the passive funds, the fund manager essentially just has to mimic the index. He has to mimic the composition of the stocks and the proportion in which they're invested in.
Okay, so active funds versus passive funds. Now, this has been a question that has been long outstanding. Everyone wants to know which one's better than the other. So far, data suggests that over the 3-year period, index funds have done far better than actively managed funds. But over the 5, 7 and 10-year periods, actively managed funds have done better than index funds. Of course, if you choose the right scheme and stay invested for the longer term. SEBI has directed that the top management of AMCs will be paid 20% of their compensation in units of the schemes in which they have a role in or an oversight of. Such unit-based compensation will be locked in for a minimum period of 3 years or till the scheme ends. So will this encourage actively managed schemes to perform better across all time frames? Only time will tell.
Anyway, there are active funds and passive funds. If you don't have any idea where to begin, index funds or passive funds can be a good option to explore, provided you have a moderate to high risk tolerance and have a long investment horizon, about 5+ years.
So this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are many ways in which we can further categorize actively managed funds. One way to do it is by market capitalization. This means investing in stocks of companies by their market size or by market cap, which is loosely defined as shares outstanding into the price per share. There are 3 broad categories to consider here: large cap, mid cap and small cap.
So all these categories are pretty self-explanatory, but let me run you through them. Number 1, the large cap or blue chip mutual funds. These invest in a little bit more established companies. They're the top 100 companies in the equity market by size. Next up are the mid cap funds. These invest in mid cap companies. They go from investing in companies starting from 101 all the way up to 250 in terms of market cap. Last but not the least are the small cap funds. These invest in companies number 251 and below in terms of market cap. They move along the risk return spectrum as shown in the graph next to me.
Multi-cap or flexi-cap funds give the fund manager the ability to invest in all 3 categories, large, mid and small, as per their discretion, of course in the proportions allowed by the particular category. Now the difference between multi-cap and flexi-cap funds we'll explain in another video. There are also thematic funds. Now these funds invest based on a particular theme, for example technology or pharmaceuticals, or maybe ESG, which invest in environmentally sound companies.
There are some more equity funds to consider, and there's a whole plethora of debt funds. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let's come back to something which is very important. What is an SIP and is it meant for you?
An SIP, or a systematic investment plan, is a way of investing into a particular mutual fund scheme. It is not a synonym for a mutual fund scheme. It is a tool offered by mutual fund houses that allows you to invest regularly into particular mutual fund schemes. Here, you can invest a particular amount on a particular day at a particular interval into a mutual fund scheme of your choosing. So it essentially auto debits the amount from your bank account and invests it into the mutual fund scheme, just like you auto pay your credit card bills.
Every mutual fund scheme has different options for SIPs. For example, it could be quarterly, monthly, weekly, and you can choose the one that suits you best. It makes for a great investment habit. अगर पैसा बैंक में रहेगा ही नहीं, तो खर्च कैसे होगा? It also helps you forget about timing the market. What happens is, since you're investing in a disciplined manner across intervals, it helps you average out your position over time. And then, of course, focus on long-term wealth creation. Acha, don't forget, SIPs can be stopped at any time you want. They're not like a contract that you have to make a payment or face a penalty or anything. It's more optional.
So SIPs are a great option for you to invest regularly if you have a monthly income or if you're salaried. In case you're a freelancer, you might not want to be tied down by SIPs every month. You can maybe choose longer durations, for example quarterly SIPs. So decide what works for you best.
So that's about it. This was a small little introduction on equity mutual funds and SIPs. तो आप convince हो गए या हम और बोले?